Okay? Happy birthday, Think. And with that, let's bring up Why Not?
Why not?
I get my breath taken away every Tuesday here.
Yeah,
I didn't
I think it was right nice.
Colin did it.
How many people we got? I don't know how long to take. Will you IM me?
As long as you want. Just go on. We got nothing going on.
Need.
It's over. Just go for as long as you want.
Yeah,
There's nothing happening.
Crazy.
I know it was your birthday, for God's sake.
Well, now you do. Oh,
He's wearing his
geez,
birthday suit.
There's always one. I didn't know it was your birthday. I didn't know. I would have brought you a present. What were you going to buy him?
We're going to have a good time. All right. Mine was starting off with an Oxford or serial comma, the final comma in a list of things like, please bring me a pencil, comma, eraser, comma, and notebook. And there's been a big argument over that for years and years. And, you know, I really, really believe in that comma because I read, I love my parents, Lady Gaga and Humpty Dumpty. And then I was like, damn, I didn't know they were my parents. And among those interviewed were Merle Haggard's two ex-wives, Chris Christopherson and Robert Duvall. And I was like, damn, I didn't know they were his ex-wives. And then this book is dedicated to my parents, Anne Rand and God. And I had no idea God was my father. Highlights of Peter Ustinov's global tour include encounters with Nelson Mandela, an 800-year-old demigod and dildo collector, and I had no idea he did that shit. Well, I went to the store today to go grocery shopping, and I found a great deal on chicken breasts, but I got home and they didn't even fit me. I was so pissed off.
That's good.
This teacher noticed this little boy at the back of the class squirming around, scratching his crotch, and he wasn't paying attention, so she went back to find out what was up, and he was really embarrassed, and he whispered he was circumcised lately, and he was itching. The teacher says, go down to the principal's office to call your mom and ask what you should do. So he came back to the class, and he sat down in his seat, and suddenly there's a commotion at the back of the room, and she goes back down, and she finds him sitting at his desk with his penis hanging out. I thought I told you to call your mom. And he said, I did. She told me if I could stick it out till noon, she'd come and pick me up from school. You know, kids are so literal. Anyway, this mom had 3 daughters. They were all getting married within a short period of time from one another. And the mom was worried about how their sex lives would get started, so she made him promise to send him a postcard with a few words about how it was. Well, the first girl sent a card from Hawaii 2 days after the wedding, and it said Nescafe. So she was confused at first, but she went to the kitchen. She got out the Nescafe jar, and it said, good to the last drop, and the mom blushed and was happy for her daughter. The second girl, she sent a card from Vermont a week after the wedding, and the card said Benson and Hedges. So mom knew to go straight to her husband's cigarettes. She read the Benson and Hedges pack, and it said, extra long, king size. And she was again a little embarrassed, but really happy for her daughter. Well, the third girl left for her honeymoon in the Caribbean, and mom waited for a week, and there was nothing. Another week, still nothing. After a month, the card finally arrived, and written with a really shaky handwriting were British Airways. So she took out her latest Harper's Bazaar magazine, flipped through the pages, fearing the worst, and finally found the ad. It said 3 times a day, 7 days a week, both ways, and the mom fainted. Jane was a first-time contestant on a $65,000 quiz show. Lady Luck smiled on her favor, and she got a real big lead over all the opponents. She even won the game, but time ran out before the show's host could ask her the big question. So she agreed to come back the next day, but she was nervous. And she's like, I've just got to win tomorrow. I wish I knew what the answers are. You know, I'm not going to sleep at all, and I probably look like garbage tomorrow. And he says, relax, honey. It'll all be okay. Well, 10 minutes after they got home, her husband, Roger, grabbed the car keys and started heading to the door. Where are you going? She asked. I got a little errand to run. I'll be back really soon. After an agonizing 3-hour absence, Roger returned sporting a really big grin. Hey, I got tomorrow's question and answer. She goes, what is it? He says, okay, the question's going to be, what are the three main parts of the male anatomy? And the answer is the head, the heart, and the penis. Well, the couple went to sleep, and she was now at ease. And at 3:30 a.m., she was shaken awake by Roger, who was asking her the question. The head, the heart, and the penis, Jane replied. She was real groggy. Then he asked her again in the morning as she's brushing her teeth, and she replied again correctly. So Jane once again got on the set of the quiz show, and even though she knew the question and the answer, she could feel butterflies. The camera started running, and the host reminded the audience of the previous day's events, and he faced Jane and he asked the big question, Jane, for $65,000, what's the main parts of the male anatomy? You got 10 seconds. The head, she said nervously. Very good, 6 seconds. The heart? Great, 4 seconds. Oh, darn, my husband drilled it into me last night, and I had it on the tip of my tongue this morning. Congratulations, he says.
At least it had a happy ending.
Now, this story actually occurred on a Melbourne radio show. One of the FM stations has a competition where they call somebody up and ask 3 personal questions, and then they call the spouse or partner and ask them the same ones. And if the answers match, then the couples win a holiday to Bali. Well, last week the competition went like this. Presenter. Hey, it's a blah, 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 FM. You want to play the game? Brian. Yeah, sure. Presenter. Okay. Question 1. When was the last time you had sex? Brian. Oh, well, about 8 this morning. Presenter. Well, how long did it go for, Brian? About 10 minutes. Presenter. 10 minutes. Good one. And where'd you do it? Oh, God, he says, I can't say that. The presenter says, look, there's a holiday to Bali at stake here, Brian. Okay. On the kitchen table. Presenter. Everybody's laughing. Good, Brian. Now, is it okay to call your wife? Yep. Brian says, it's all right. Hello, Sherelle. How are you? Hi, good, thanks. We got Brian on the other line and explains the competition. Say hello to Brian. Hi, Brian. Hi, Sherelle. Now, Sherelle, we're going to ask you the same 3 questions we asked Brian. If you give the same answers, you win the trip for 2 to Bali. Yay. Brian, just tell the truth, honey. Okay. Sherelle, when was the last time you had sex? Oh, no, I can't say that on the radio. Brian, Sherelle, it doesn't matter. I've already told him. Sherelle, okay. About 8 this morning before Brian went to work. Good, nice start. Next question. How long did it go for, Sherelle? About, 12, maybe 15 minutes. That's close enough. Brian was just being a gentleman. Okay, Sherelle, final question. Where did you do it? Oh, my God, I can't say that. My mom's listening. No way, no. Look, there's a trip to Bali online here. Brian says, Sherelle, I've already told him. It doesn't matter anyway. Just tell him, Sherelle. Oh, all right. Up the ass. Total radio silence. Advertisement. Presenter. Sorry if anyone was offended before. We're going live here, and sometimes these things happen. We've given Brian and Sherelle the holiday. Now we'll take a music break. This guy's not getting along so well with his wife, and he thinks maybe he'd like to have a pet that he could get along with, so he goes to a pet shop in search of a friend. After looking around, he spots this parrot sitting on a little perch, and it doesn't have any feet or legs. And the guy goes, gosh, I wonder what happened to that parrot. I was born this way. I'm a defective parrot. It sounded like that parrot actually understood what I said, and he answered me. I understood every word. I'm a highly intelligent, thoroughly educated bird. Yeah? Well, then answer this. How do you hang on to your perch without any feet? Well, this is a little embarrassing, but since you ask, I'll tell you. I wrap my little parrot penis around this wooden bar, kind of like a little hook. You can't see it because of my feathers. Wow, you really can understand an answer, can't you? Of course. I speak both Spanish and English. I can converse with competence on almost any subject. Politics, religion, sports, physics, philosophy, ornithology. Yeah, ought to buy me. I'm a great companion. Guy looks at the tag. $200. Man, I can't afford that. Psst. He motions him over with a wing. Nobody wants me because I don't have any feet. You can get me for $20. Just make an offer. The guy offers $20 and he walks out with the parrot. Weeks will go by. Parrot sensational. He's funny, interesting, great pal, understands everything, sympathizes, gives good advice. The guy's delighted with him. And one day the guy comes home from work and the parrot says, "Psst, arr," motions him over with a wing. I don't know if I should tell you this or not. It's about your wife and the mailman. What? Well, when the mailman came to the door, your wife greeted him in a sheer nightgown and kissed him on the mouth. What happened then? Then the mailman came to the house and lifted up the nightgown. He began petting her all over. Oh, my God. Then what? Then he lifted the nightgown, got down on his knees, and began to look at her body, starting with her breasts and slowly going down. He pauses a long time. What happened? What happened? Says the guy frantically. I don't know. I fell off my perch. You know, my husband and I were the happiest people on earth for about 18 years, and then we met. This newly ordained priest was really nervous about hearing confessions, and he asked this older priest to observe one of his sessions and give him some tips. And after he listened for a few minutes, the old priest says, "Look, let's have a word. I got a few suggestions. Why don't you try to fold your arms over your chest and rub your chin with one hand?" So the new priest tried it. "Very good," said the senior. "Now, try to say things like, 'I see,' 'Ah, I understand,' or 'Yes, go on.'" And the younger priests practiced these sayings too. "Very well done," says the older priest. "Now, don't you think that's a lot better than slapping your knee and saying, 'No way! What happened next?'" Google tells you the number one sign of alcoholism is drinking alone. I think the number one sign of alcoholism is having to Google number one sign of alcoholism.
That's great. That's good.
A 69-year-old Michigan woman claims a 25-pound wild turkey was attacking her in the yard. Police suspect foul play. This is in the news. These are all in the news. A 26-year-old Florida teacher was arrested and charged with unlawful sexual activity with a minor after a 16-year-old boy told police that they were in love and they had sex in her car. Records showed the pair had traded more than 12,000 text messages in 4 months. On the bright side, it sounds like the kid definitely has learned how to read and write. This man in Albuquerque registered his dog to vote. Apparently, the dog likes the current administration, but he's not sure he wants another 28 years of Obama. A poll says gas is going to have to hit $5.30 a gallon before people need to make cuts in other parts of their spending. So the oil companies immediately raised the price of gas to $5.29. This couple was invited to a swanky masked Halloween party. She got a horrible headache and told her husband to go to the party alone. While he was devoted, he protested, but she argued and said she was going to take some aspirin and go to bed, and there was no need. His good time getting spoiled by not going, so he took his costume and away he went. And the wife, she slept soundly for about an hour, but she woke up without any pain. And since it was still early, she decided she'd go to the party. Well, inasmuch as her husband didn't know what her costume was, she thought she'd have some fun and watch him to see how he acted when she wasn't with him. So she joined the party, and soon she saw her husband cavorting around the dance floor, dancing with every nice chick that he could, copping a feel here and there, a kiss here and there. So she sidled up, and she was kind of seductive herself, so he left his partner and devoted his time to the new stuff that just arrived. His own wife, of course, he didn't know. So she let him go as far as he wished, naturally, since he was her husband. And finally he whispered a little proposition in her ear, and she agreed. So they went off to the car and had a little bang. And just before unmasking at midnight, she slipped away and went home and put the costume away and went into bed, wondering what kind of explanation he would make for how he was acting. Well, she was sitting up reading when he came in and asked what kind of time he had. And he said, "Well, same old thing. You know, I never have a really good time when you're not there." And she said, well, did you dance much? And he said, well, I'll tell you, I never even danced one dance. When I got there, I met Pete, Bill Brown, and a couple other guys, so we went in the den and played poker all evening. But you're not going to believe what happened to the guy I loaned my costume to. Thank you very much.
Oh, bravo, bravo, yeah. We got a lot of people. We're not constricted by time, so we're just going to go on and do the whole thing and not worry about anything.